Number 10 says that be proportional in intensity. And you mentioned not every conflict has to be World War III. What does that mean?
Yeah. Not every fight that we have has to be an earth-shattering event. All right.
Mm-hmm.
Just because you have a right to be mad don't mean you have to be mad. The Bible tells us to be ye angry and sin not. So it's okay to be angry, but it ain't okay to yell, scream, throw stuff, break things, or put your hands on people. That is not okay. And I'll take it a step further. It's not okay to character assassinate either. It's not okay to do that. You have a right to be angry, but you don't have a right to be mean and nasty about it. So when we talk about being proportional in your intensity, there are some things you have a right to be angry about, but that doesn't mean you have to be angry about it. You have to pick and choose. As me and my wife today, we have a new thing. I don't know where it came from, but we will ask each other, is this the hill that you want to die on today? We're riding down the car. We get into a fight, an argument. And then one of us will look up and say, is this the hill you want to die on today? Is this where you want to plant your flag? And I know when I get that, I often go, no, this is not the hill I want to die on today.
Let it go.
Yeah, this is not it. I'll live to fight another day. This is not it.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. All right. So to just recap the 10 steps that you or principles that you initiated were, number 1, take it private and keep it private. Number 2, keep it real. Number 3, keep it relevant. Number 4, avoid character assassination. Number 5, remain task-oriented. Number 6, allow retreat with dignity. Number 7, give a face-saving way out. And number 8, set a time limit on fighting. Number 9 was listen to understand and not respond. And then number 10, be proportional in leadership. And so, Dr. Wilson, to kind of wrap this into leadership in particular, how can leaders in the church apply these same principles that I absolutely apply to marriages of fighting fair from a general sense? How can they improve their leadership effectiveness and culture in their churches and businesses that they lead in?
So I will often tell people, especially when couples come in and it's just the husband or just the wife, I'll tell them, listen to me. We don't have your spouse here. I only have you. So you get to model the behavior that you want to see in the people around you. I tell them if they learn these techniques, they learn these skills, they are for use not only with their significant other, but with their children, with their neighbors, with their coworkers, with their boss. So these are skills that you can use in any aspect of your life. You focus on the issue. We talked about this, and not the person. Focus on the issue and not the person. People are not their behavior. People are not their behavior. There's something that brings them to that point in life where you see this ugliness, this unhealthy conversation. And so focus on the issue and not the person. We talk about, assertive communication, especially from leaders. You want to use I statements. When we point our fingers and say you this, you that, we send them from the rational part of their brain to the emotional part of their brain. Yeah. And so you talk about how you feel as a leader. You talk about what your expectations are, what you want to see differently. And you can do that and you can keep the person here where they can actually listen to you.
They can't argue with how you feel.
You feel. That's right.
But if you start pointing fingers, you can bet they're going to argue about that.
Yeah. Because when you call them by name, when you point your fingers, they leave here and now they're here and they don't get a choice. It's a biological response. They have to defend themselves. It's the animalistic, instinctive nature of the brain, the amygdala.
That's good.
Overtakes. And so they don't have a choice. They're there now. And so the way that you keep them here in the rational part of your brain is to use those I statements. All right. Stay present and don't bring up the past. Stay present. Don't bring up the past. We talked about those listen to understand, not to win. So that active listening, those defensive rebuttals, repeat back what you think you heard them say for clarity often is what you do. Take breaks when needed. It's okay to take a break. It's okay to come back to the conversation, all right? To have a cool down period. If relationships were so easy, again, I wouldn't have a job, if they were so
Correct.
easy.
They're not easy.
They're not easy.
They're not easy.
And
well,
you go ahead.
No, go ahead.
No, I was going to say, and taking those breaks, you respect boundaries.
Mm-hmm.
Respect boundaries. Don't yell. Don't slam doors. Don't walk away mid-sentence. And you need to try to agree to rules for communication when you're calm, not when you're in the heat of the moment. So if you have those rules already in place, that helps people go into it with informed decision making, that this is what I can expect. But when we just make that up as we go along, it's unfair. So respect boundaries. Don't yell. Don't slam doors. Don't walk away mid-sentence. Agree on ground rules before you have that conversation. Seek resolution and not victory.
And I would say for people out there that are thinking in their mind, well, I mean, we don't have rules. How are we going to agree on these rules before we fight? And what I say is take this podcast and you've got your 10 rules.
Yeah, absolutely.
Review this podcast with your team. It's going to help your team interactions, but it's also going to help your home interactions as well. Use this template, this 10 steps that Dr. Wilson has outlined for us here, which is a phenomenal list of things that can help us be able to fight fair and be able to have good, healthy conversations with people as we need to.
Yeah. I've mentioned this before to you and I when we were in private conversation, but I promise people their money back. That's how confident I am that if you practice these skills, they will improve the quality of your relationship by at least 50%.
Yeah.
The quality of your relationship by 50%. At least you'll be able to have conversations about those things that you disagree on. At least you'll be able to have conversations now about, wants, needs, and desires, expectations not being met. If you use these skills, they will improve the quality of your relationship at least by 50%. And you can't go wrong with that.
No doubt.
Doesn't mean that you're going to be happy and you're never going to have an argument again, but at least now you have the tools to seek understanding